Hey, what's going on, everyone? We're back talking about the Skeeter, the FXR 21. I did a video a couple weeks ago, right when I first got my boat. I really didn't know how to do a video about it. I just kind of wanted to show picking it up, and we kind of went over some stuff with Fred up there at Diamond Sports Marine. My buddy Jason was with me, and man, it was really informal. We just kind of talked about the boat in general, some stuff. And so I hope that was interesting. And I wanted to do another video about like the whole layout of the boat, how it drives, a whole bunch of stuff like that. I wanted to wait a couple weeks though before I did it. And the reason was I wanted to get comfortable with the boat. I wanted to see what I liked about it, like things that, you know, over time, the more I use stuff, the more I like it. Figure some certain things out about the boat that I like. And so that's what we're gonna do, man. So let's jump on in. So I'm gonna start off just by where we sit, you know, the console area. And right here, you know, you got a lot of room and stuff. What I really like, and we'll start off over here, is the control panel, okay? It's very simple. I'm a guy who doesn't really like a bunch of fancy stuff on a boat. And the reason is every single time I get fancy stuff on a boat, it seems to break more. So I like the simple stuff, you know, just the buttons here, the buttons there. I like, it's pretty simple. You know, you got your power, your lights, fill, recirculate, and timer. You know, nothing too complicated. It's all pretty much there. Right here, you got your plug. So I just took my plug out, put it back in. That's for your aerators. I got them open right now so water can drain out of them. And then right back here, which is pretty neat, you got your oxygenator. And this is kind of, if you can listen, I don't know if you can hear, that's a fan, kind of dry out the rod boxes, stuff like that. Right here you have a gauge that kind of checks your trolling motor. So a lot of times, you know, you have to get back there to see if your trolling motor's charged. This will do this. It's doing my starting motor as well right now, so it's telling me I still have quite a bit of juice left. I've been fishing for a while today. And this is the plug to plug in your trolling motors. So got my power pole switch right there. It's good and out of the way. Got my Atlas jack plate, my hydraulic jack plate. Turn my key on and it'll come on right there. Same thing with my gauges, you know, pretty simple. My fuel level, it's still continually climbing as we're sitting here. And then you got your gauges right there. Now, let's go over all this stuff. So I have a whole bunch of room right here. This is the kind of things I want to talk about that are different. Their console is not very big, which I like. And here's why. It's just big enough. But man, to be honest with you, you got these units right here that block a lot of the wind as well. But if you have too big of a console, what'll happen is you can't get to these units. It makes it a real pain to get back here and mess around with them. If the console comes out here, you got to stick your hand up in here and stuff. And I'm just telling you, like, it was like that. I've seen that on boats where it makes it very difficult, the bigger the console, to get to all your graphs. Now, I've had, I wanted to also tell you about this. Right there is a little place you can kind of tie off to. You know, we always have our cleats in the front and the back. This is kind of a little side cleat. Push it in, push it out. You can tie up right there. So these are the kind of things I wanted to talk about that I really like. Got the measuring board right there. Got a step right there. I mean, got cup holders. Got a cup holder over here. Everyone's gonna laugh, but man, I promise you, we are all worried about our phone. It's like our #1 thing. When I figured this out, man, this was like the coolest thing. They have this little side pocket and you can shove your phone in there. And I'm telling you, man, if you, like, it's tight in there, especially when you sit down, it presses it out. My phone usually never leaves this spot all day long. Like, that's where it stays. And I never have to worry about, you know, especially when I'm on the phone and I get done with it, it instantly goes right there. Okay. So it's just so simple. It's little things like that that just make your life easier. And what's cool stuff, you know, the cool things about boats, you know, like just the innovative stuff, man. It's simple. It doesn't have to be crazy innovative where you have this big compartment that magically appears and does all this. It's just, no, man. I mean, that serves its purpose. So that's pretty cool. These are the kind of things I wanted to talk about that I really, really like. And y'all are probably gonna be like, why is that a big deal? Well, man, it's a big deal because I've had boats where you have coolers in a lot of different places. I gotta be honest with you, I want my cooler right here, okay? And so this seat's awesome, man. I don't even know what kind of material it is, man. You can step on it, so you're not gonna rip it, so you can jump on it and do all this stuff. It's hard and soft at the same time. So I mean, if you can see, I can push in on it, you know, but it's hard enough to where I can jump on it. But that's my cooler, guys. And it's a really, really big cooler. As you can see, I probably can fit about 30 waters in there. But what I like about it, like I said, I've had coolers where they're in different parts of the boat. I really have to go out of my way to get water out. And I'm a guy like it, especially in the summertime, like fishing tournaments. I'm really fishing hard. And man, I just forget to drink water a lot. And if it's out of sight, it's out of mind type deal for me. As I was fishing earlier out of the year, out of Fred's demo boat, I noticed that I drank a whole bunch more water just by having that cooler right next to me. It was easier to put trash in there. I'm actually gonna use this, which I've seen a lot of coolers right here, and it's another cooler, but I'm actually using that as my trash bin. So that's kind of neat. The seats, man, the seats are really, really comfortable. They have a pretty cool handle right here. I never noticed, I didn't really know what to think about this at first until yesterday or the day before. I was getting up in the boat and I started using this as something to grab hold to. It was actually this side right here, but I actually kind of like that. Now I know why they did that. It's a pretty cool deal. The boxes back here, man, they're really, really deep. And I like that. So, I mean, I usually can fit 2 to 3 life jackets. I got my hook boots back there, my gloves. I really don't have a lot of stuff in here just yet since it's kind of new. But like I said, I can put a whole, there's one life jacket right there. And as you can see, I can put 2 or 3 more back in there and some other things so that it's really deep. My live wells are really big. I like the fact that they're not separated, that they're together. What I mean by that, it's not 2 separate live wells where it's one completely shut off from the other. It has a divider in there, but as you can see, water can come through. So the reason I like that is if one of the pumps goes out on an aerator, which I'm sure we've all had, if you have your own individual live well, man, it makes that live well useless. So at least now, if a pump goes out, you have another one. So that's pretty good. The back's really, really clean. There's not much back here. Everything, like there's nothing, like I've always had these break on me a bunch when you tilt and trim it up. But everything back here is nice and neat. It's clean. This, and we'll go over this later. Okay, I'm going by to pick up my other batteries. And I'm probably at least gonna have another battery that sits right here. That sits right there. If you see water in there, that's because I opened up that plug to show y'all. Got my power pole charger. And this is cool, man. So this little tray, I love. That's my motor toter right there. So I never have to go to the truck and put it in. I can take this out. I've got 2 lithium so far right now. I don't know if I'm gonna put it a 3rd lithium or just 2 other batteries. And I'm gonna do probably another video on the batteries and the charger and that whole setup. I'm waiting to get my other 2 batteries. I'll probably pick them up tomorrow. I'll put them in there and then I'll go over this whole, how I'm gonna do my batteries. I'm probably gonna do them different than everyone else in the country. And I'm not saying to do them like that, but what's cool is you can kind of get an idea of what this power pole charger can do. And I'll explain why I'm gonna do it my way. I have a reasoning to do it, but I'll let y'all know. That fits real good right there. I never hear it back there rattling around, so it must be pretty secure. This is for the other guy in the boat. straps up real good right back here. I don't know, Jason had about 15 rods strapped up here the other day. They can kind of fit right here at times, you know, but usually, man, we got so many of them, they just go all through here. This is another little day box right now. It's really big too. I mean, so you can fit a whole bunch of stuff in here. Right now I got a whole bunch of lures, some glue, some cleaning stuff. I don't have a lot. Luckily it's not trashed out yet. Got places for scissors, or got quite a few places for all that. And I like how it's not up here. It's down here a little bit more protected so you don't lose them. This is pretty cool. So this is where I keep my GoPro, right there on the windshield. And I actually, there's my battery. And so I can kind of keep everything in here. I've got wallet, keys, mask, power pole. I keep a lot of the important stuff right there. I don't ever see this lose anything. It stays really dry in there. I haven't had a drip of water in there yet. And what's cool is I just put that, it actually closes even with that cord, and that cord will come out and stay right there. So far so good. I haven't had any problems with it. I make videos, man. I just make them. I don't worry about what it looks like. So right now it comes with a net, and inside I have all my gear. Now, we fished a Bass Champs this past weekend, so we didn't get a lot of chance to practice. You don't get to practice in Bass Champs, so we bring extra gear because we really don't know what we were gonna do, and so I have a lot more boxes than I normally would, but I still fit all them boxes. There's still a bunch even down there. Man, like I said, I've got a bunch of stuff in here, and I've still got, if I just wanted to like pack it. I mean, I don't know how many I have in here. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I got 16 of those boxes in there. I have, this one would be 17. I can probably put about 8 to 10 more in there if I just needed to jam pack it. So a lot of room. That, you know, those boxes, that's what all I keep in there. My rod, I normally just keep all my rods on this side. So as you can tell, I got all my rods in there. I don't have them jammed full. Like I said, I've got 8 or 9 of them out. I don't know how many rods I can put in here. I know I can put at least 20. And this is one thing, guys, if you will need one thing, you will need rod socks, okay, with a system like this. I did it in my old boat. I don't like the tubes in the rod boxes. I like it to be one big open space like that where they all go, because if they're tubes, it's harder to fit more rods in there. So I want a big one open space. And the rod socks is, if you have rod socks on, they don't get hung up or tangled up. So I don't know, it's mainly about how many can you fit right there. I know I've put at least 20. I can't tell you all the exact number yet. And that's more, not really for tournament fishing, that's more for like traveling, because a lot of times I'll put them in there. But if I'm really traveling and I'm worried about trying to put all my rods in there, I can stick some on this side. So this does actually come out, okay? So you can take this out for whatever reason you might want, but there's a place, if you notice, there is a place you can put more rods. Right now I still have more Bass Mafia gear here. Throw cushion, line, Bass Mafia bags, more baits, more tackle. I mean, I've got a bunch of stuff in here, and like I said, you can still see where rods fit in there. I threw some of this. I actually threw some of this in just yesterday, and I can still fit more in there. So I still have more storage even with what I've got going on. This is one thing I have noticed about this boat that I really, really like. And these are little small things, but they're big things to me. It's where they put your strap, okay? If you notice, it's pretty far back, okay? It's not up here. The further back it is, the more rods you can put across there and they don't get in your way. So let's just do this real quick. All right, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7. I could probably put an 8th one. And here's what I'm talking about. You still have room up here to move around to where you're not just all up on your rods. So I like that. Like, they look nice and neat. And this is a 7.6, a 7.9, a 7.6. And if you notice, even as far back as they are, they're not up here hitting this or going way back here. They still fit comfortable. So basically you can have 14 rods on the front deck of your boat. Do the same thing on this side. I was gonna see how many I could do, but what I'm probably gonna do is, I have some room. When I have about 2 more inches right here that I can go a little bit further. I'm thinking about moving this and putting it out here just so I can get that much more. And I might put it right back here. I don't know yet. I'm gonna do that later, but that's pretty cool. Like I said, if they put the strap up here, you know, even by a foot or two, all your rods get pushed up here, and then you have no room up here. So I do like the fact that they made it further back and allows you to get more rods up here and out of your way. This is the front. Got on spotlight right now. I always set up my buttons just like this. I always have up on the right, down on the left. I've always set it up that way, so I never even look down here. This is a big deal, guys. I know. I'm gonna tell you all the stuff that you might think it's like not important, but to me it is important. This trim button, I want that thing like that. If it's not a normal trim button like this, up and down, because I've seen some trim buttons that are so hard to get to, I have to reach down there and get it. Well, here I can do it with my foot. Okay, and I've seen that sometimes where you can't do that. Okay, so where like your foot can't maneuver it, and there's nothing worse, I swear, than like, especially in shallow water, you idle up to a place and you start hitting bottom, you know, when you're up here fishing. Like, it's a pain. You don't want to just stop and fish. Like, it's just easier to do that with your foot. I do like this. I like the pad that they have in the front, so like getting in and off your boat. Man, getting on the trolling motor, going around, y'all will see that all year long if you want to watch that. I will get up on pad, drive it around. It's blowing a little bit today, so we're not going to get in rough water. But guys, if any of y'all follow me, I fish out here on Rayburn. Y'all know I'm going to get in some rough, crazy water. So if you want to see how it drives, just watch my videos throughout the year. You'll see me in some, like, it's Rayburn. You'll see me in some 5 and 6 footers sometimes. So I mean, I've already been in some this year. Man, this boat, it's nice. I really enjoyed driving it the other day in some rough water. The one thing I've seen about it is it doesn't slap you. So when you're in those big waves, I always had a boat that when it hits, it feels like you can hear everything in your boat rattle. And what I mean because it just hits so hard when it comes down. And so far, this boat doesn't seem to do that. So that's a big deal. Like I said, if I just showed y'all running around when it was calm, come on guys, let's face it, every boat runs pretty good when it's dead calm. So, but I will get up on pad, show you all that. Maneuver's great, drive's great, but really look for this year when I'm driving around in some rough water, like pay attention to that rough water. Pay attention to that I'm not getting wet, things like that. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed a little tour of the boat. If you got any questions, comment. You know, let me know. I might be able to answer them, that maybe something I didn't go over. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed the little tour of the boat, FXR 21. Man, let me know what y'all think. All right, you should be able to see how easy it is to get on pad. That's about it. I mean, other than driving around, guys, this is it. All right, I wanted to show y'all loading just to see how easy it was. This step right here, both these steps, one, this is where you can stand, you know, to hook up your boat and do all that. It's got 2 steps, so that's nice. Here's the other thing, a lot of trailers don't have steps in the right spot. This allows you, this step right here allows you to get to your middle compartments and look around. They also have one right here that allows you to get right here. They also have this is that handle I was talking about, so you can use that. They even have a step back here. All that's nice, because you always have to, like, man, like I said, it's on both sides too. So like I said, this one's probably the most important, because you're always getting in your rod boxes or in your middle compartment, so that really helps out right there. Another thing is they put backup lights on the back of this standard, and if you notice, they're not straight back, they're always pointed at an angle, which helps, man. I really enjoyed that, backing up in the dark. So they got them on both sides. Just more features of the Skeeter FXR 21.